Separating the person from the problem allows you to untangle the conflict so that you're better able to resolve it. You might be really mad at the person, but they're not actually the problem. It's what they did or what they didn't do that is the problem. Or maybe you're simply in a disagreement with them. So the disagreement or the thing you're disagreeing about, that's the problem. But they really are two separate things. What the person did or didn't do, or some completely separate issue. Um, and when you're able to think about it in that way, like I'm really mad at that person, but they're not actually the problem. It's this thing over here. When you're able to separate the two in your mind, then you're more likely to approach it as something to solve or resolve. And if you guys can look at it together on the same side, as opposed to the problem being something between the two of you, if you can say, yeah, we've got this problem, it's now become we've got this problem versus me against you. And then you can together work on it, whatever it is. So, for example, in a relationship, let's say there's one partner who does the bulk of the housework. They do maybe the bulk of the child work too. And then maybe they also take care of the family finances, the household finances. And they're feeling really put upon, they're exhausted, and there's some real resentment starting to grow against their partner. So you could say they're the problem, they're do nothing, they don't help. But the actual problem is the imbalance in the household. And if you can separate the two to say, yeah, I'm really mad at that person, I'm mad at my partner, but the problem is that things are completely imbalanced around here. And that's the thing that needs to get fixed. So if when you're trying to work on it, you can both look at it as household stuff needs to get done. These are the things, who's going to do what, how are we going to create balance? Again, now you've moved from a us against them mentality into a we have a problem and we are going to fix it in this way. And this applies to people that you may not be in a close relationship with either. If you find yourself in a conflict with someone and you're both upset about it and you both want it resolved, well, now you've got something in common. And so, even though you don't really even know each other, you don't have a long relationship or a future relationship, if you can say, well, look, we've got this problem, we've got this challenge that needs to get figured out. What are we going to do about it? And now you've put this thing over here so that the two of you can look at it together and try to work on it together. Um, so that's what I share with you is that next time you find yourself in a conflict, try to consider the difference between the actual person who you may very much care about or have a relationship with, or just in community have a relationship with, and that person is different from the actual problem or challenge or issue or whatever it is that's come up between you. Separate the two and then look at it as a separate entity. And now you've got your egos out of the way. You may feel a little less stressed about it and more able to look at it as something to solve, something to resolve instead of continuing to go round and round about it. So good luck.